So you said a couple of things that I have questions for, but before I do that, I'm gonna build on it because you are a celebrity, and what I mean by that is because SNL had a skit on you. If you made it to SNL, you've made it, okay?
Yes.
But you are the nodding lady, right?
Correct.
You are the lady who was behind former President Trump and nodding. And made a skit for you on SNL and all that other stuff. So our entrepreneurs on, hey, how are you? So we're gonna wrap up, okay? So you are the nodding lady. So you made a couple of points, and I want to kind of address that, right? So one of the things, one of the things that you mentioned was you weren't going to use your race in the race as a precursor and say, you're not going to use it as clearly, but you're here for the people. But do you think that maybe it's important that you do highlight that you are Afro-Latina? Is that the correct term? I hope that's the correct term.
Yeah, it is.
And that you are someone of a person of color that is coming into the race that wants to make, a real difference. That's one question. A couple of questions in the chat. Some people say that one person said that they are a native Miamian, and she said, my ancestors helped settle the Grove, Bahamians. How are the race issues in the Gables? To her and in Miami in general, she asked. And then she said her father was a former police officer in Coral Gables, and that's why she's asking. And then you can also talk about, you nodding at because I think people know you once I say the nodding lady. I didn't know who you were, to be honest with you, until Sandra says, oh, I know her, and, she was the nodding lady. And I was like, who is that? What were you talking about? And I don't really watch when the former president was on TV, so I never really, I never saw it. But then when I went to go look, I was like, oh, okay. So tell us a little bit about the nodding lady part. Tell us a little bit about what you think about race relations since it's Black History Month, about this country. And then just give us a little bit of information, because a lot of people are coming on here trying to figure out, because some people didn't know who you were and some people did. And I was like, why you ain't tell me? But so I want you to give us a little bit of info on what that, and where was that? What time was that? And how you became the nodding lady.
Well, this is what happened. I'm very involved in this. I have to be since Obama to this point. I started getting more in tune with what it is to be, what is happening in politics. And I've been in TV, in Spanish TV all the time. So when it comes, I joined the Latinas for Trump somehow, out of like all my support for President Trump. It got to the point that there was that day there was a schedule for the town hall in Miami, but I didn't even try because that is so coveted that nobody even is going to be able to go. But I went to the flotilla. I convinced my husband to take us on the boat, me and three of my friends, to go into the flotilla for the Trump thing. Everybody was on the boat and whatever, having a good time. Then on the way back, we were already, somebody contacted me, one of the Latinas for Trump, that saying that CBS was looking for people to make, questions to send, ask the questions to the town hall. And then they didn't pick my questions, of course, because they considered it was a softball. And then I ended up in the audience. Then when we go inside, we went early there. I had my blue shoes with sparklies and my red my red skirt and my white blouse and my little, we go there. And when we go inside, we got there very early, thanks God, because there was no dogs or whatever, or security. And then when we went into the venue, they asked us to sit anywhere. Well, I just picked a seat. But then after that, somebody, when everything is like coming to time to start, there is some floor personnel who kept looking and walking, and they came to me and said, we're going to switch you with this other lady who was behind him. So you know why they did that? Because I was the only Black person there. So they figure what they did is they used my race as a determinant of what they think I should be thinking of. And they didn't go by the content of my character, because nobody even talked to me about that. Mm-hmm. But they just took in consideration the color of my skin. But if they were smart, they would see that I was dressed on red, white, and blue. And that's a given. I may not be a hater. So they sat me behind Donald Trump, and I was going to be in my best of behavior because I have one of these big fans. And they say, well, you know what? It's better if you don't use the fan while we are live, because you wouldn't believe the amount of memes that are going to be there tomorrow about the fan. I thought he was just joking. And at that point, until after like an hour after I left, I didn't know I became famous. At one point, I felt like that the president was not the president. It was my son sitting there being bombarded by some teacher who didn't want to ask him the right questions that I thought he knew how to answer. So I started ruling for him, and I was like that, and then his back was towards me. I thought I was gonna face it. We didn't know which way he was gonna sit. So I asked the Secret Service that was there, it's like a statue standing there. I said, like, do you know where is he going to be sitting? And he goes, well, you're going to be looking at his back. I go, oh my God, all that work to come here, and he doesn't even going to look at me. It doesn't matter. I have your back, Mr. President. He wasn't there, but I was talking to myself and doing live video, having a good time, because that's what we do, me and my friend. So after that, when he comes in and he sits, nobody, we're polite people again, very polite. Nobody said anything. Nobody shouted. Nobody screamed. Nobody said, yeah, nothing. Only me. But then I go back to my normal behavior like everybody else, but I couldn't help it. So when they are talking and talking, as they are asking him questions, and this lady's like, I go like, I back there say like, But I was in the dark. So I don't think it is that prominent because I can see myself, I cannot see, and I can see nobody on the other side of the stage. So we are like incognito in the dark. My husband started texting, but I didn't pick up the phone because I thought if I pick up the phone, they already told me you cannot be doing nothing but just being there. So I didn't want to pick up the phone. He was telling me, they're going to take you off the frame. Stop moving your head. That's why he was saying it. But I didn't get to do anything. But after that, I came out of outside of the Paris Art Museum. There were a bunch of camera people there, but they weren't waiting for me. They were waiting for the people who asked questions. Oh my God. When I went to my vehicle, there was a lady waiting for me for an interview because somebody told her, look for this girl. I never wear a mask, but I was wearing a mask then. So nobody can know who I am. If I kept saying that, I'm not going to wear a mask. No. But I was there with the mask. And then the rest of history. Then there were doxing me, DOX. I didn't know what that was. So people were tweeting and trying to find out who's this mystery lady. And I thought, mystery? Everybody knows me in my house. Then after that, it exploded. Then Sean Hannity, then American Online, Newsmax, CBS, Channel 4, every station, channel, whatever. And me, I'm so shy. I went to everything. Then Saturday Night Live, they didn't skid on me. Mm-hmm. And some people were saying like, oh, this was embarrassing. You should sue them. I say, sue them. I love it. If Saturday Night Live sees me as a 20-some-year-old girl, I mean, I'm already 50% up because if they would have put, exactly, I'm 55 years old, but they don't see me like that. And that girl is very nice, she moves very well. I wasn't doing all that, but I'm picking up from her moves. So I was so happy. My husband told me, it doesn't get more American than that. Saturday Night Live is as American as apple pie. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really care about Saturday Night Live because first of all, I didn't understand in the past. I didn't know everybody watched Saturday Night Live, but now, now I'm a fan. I don't watch it.